Welcome back, y'all. This is gonna be the third package. I do have 10 of them and I counted them. There's actually 4 that I had already opened. When I finally realized, and like my son, he comes up to me and says, "Why don't you just make a video? Show people what you got." I'm like, "Okay, I'll do it." Because I don't know, I might pull something great. Who knows? Okay, let's open this one. Get away from these staples. It's those staples I'm more concerned about. I don't like getting cut. I have gotten cut before. You can see right there. Ouch. Yike. Right around there. And I'm trying to avoid getting cut like that. I don't like anything even like a paper cut. All right, let's see what it is. An artifact. Bullshock Morningstar. You know what? It'd be nice if I get like a Mjolnir. I saw Mjolnir on one of those TCGs online. I think it was Card Kingdom or so. It sounded pretty powerful. Okay, boost shock is 2 of any color artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets 2+2. You equip it with 2 other manas. And to attach it, attach to target creature you control. Equip only. Equip only as a sorcery. This card comes into play unattached and stays in play if the creature leaves play. So it's not an artifact. It's an artifact. Explanation how artifacts equipments work. Here we go. I'm gonna put them down. Oh, beautiful old school art. Where's this from? Oh, I don't know where that shield is from. Like I said, guys, I left around Ice Age and had to start working and be more responsible. And then I came back during War of the Spark. So I saw on one of my recommended feeds, I got a trailer to War of the Spark and it had Liliana walk on there. I was like, what is that? So then I had to learn who Liliana was and what a Planeswalker was. And then I had to learn what Commander was. It's a lot of learn. Well, anyways, this one says all your creatures get +1/+1 until end of turn. So we got we got the sword and it's got the shield. For those people that forget which one is strength, and which one is life or so, or protection or so. I call it strength and I call that life. They got the shield on there. That's what I call it. All right, Leonin Snarecaster. It says when Leonin Snarecaster enters the battlefield, you may tap target creature. Cat soldier. Hour of Need. I've seen a playmat of this one, but he's flying sideways or so next to the water. It says Hour of Need. Strive. Hour of Need costs okay, 1 plus a blue. More to cast for each target beyond the first. Wow. Exile any number of target creatures. For each creature exiled this way, its controller puts a +4/+4. It puts a 4/4 blue Sphinx creature token with flying onto the battlefield. That doesn't seem like it's helping out. I'd have to read that later on. That card didn't seem like it was helping me out much. I like cards to help me, not my opponents. It says Monastery Lore Master. It says Megamorph. Wow, that's a lot to morph. You may cast this card face down as a 2/2 creature for 3 mana. Turn it face up anytime for its Megamorph cost and put a +1/+1 counter on it. There's a lot to do with this card. Let's see if I can get this unblurred or so. When Monastery Lore Master is turned face up, return target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard to your hand. Wow. Okay. Megamorph. This looks cool. Lead by example. Support. Put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. As Gideon and Nissa carved a path through the Eldrazi swarm and their Zendikari allies charged into the fray behind them. I respect what he did there on War of the Spark. Not gonna spoil it if you don't know. Find a video on it and you'll see. Much respects to the guy. All right. It's a sacred wolf. Hey, yeah, it's got that thing on the forehead. You see that? Sacred wolf can't be target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Huh. Get some ideas there. I can use him or her. Let's see. Strange inversion. Switch target creature's powers and toughness until end of turn. Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty cool. Okay. Splice onto Arcane. As you play an Arcane spell, you may rebuild this card from your hand and pay its splice cost. If you do, add this card's effects to that spell. Alright. Let's move on. Wow, that's some weird looking stuff. It says Battering Craghorn. First strike. It has morph. You may play this. Okay. Play this face down as a 2/2 creature for 3 mana. Turn it face up anytime for its morph cost. Okay. It's a 3/1. A lot to do for a 3/1. I'm like, nah. Or a lot to do for what? 4? By the time you get to that turn, you want something stronger. Or at least more mana. Torrent of Souls. Return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If black mana was spent to cast Torrent of Souls, creatures target player controls get +2/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. If red was spent to cast Torrent of Souls, do both if black or red was spent. Okay. It's not bad. Let's see if you can look at that art right quick. Wow. It almost reminds me of going into the abyss on Dark Souls. What's that? Yeah, it was Dark Souls, wasn't it? At the end, you jump in the well. Ifrit Weapon Master. Creature, Ifrit Monk. When Ifrit Weapon Master enters the battlefield and turns face... Go back, first strike. When Ifrit Weapon Master enters the battlefield or is turned face up, another target creature you control gets +3/+0 until end of turn. And it's also morph on there. Alright, that's a pretty powerful one. Oopsie. Did I even show that right? I was reading it. I was focused on reading it so much I wasn't sure if I even got it on camera. There you go, guys. Alright. Alright. And Horrifying Revelation. Wow. Target player discards a card, then puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Not bad for one black mana. Alright. I'm running out of space here. Caustic Hound. When Caustic Hound is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, each player loses 4 life. Wow, definitely coming into my card deck. Hey, whoa, I know Drosy. Ulamog's Despoiler, it says. As Ulamog's Despoiler enters the battlefield, you may put 2 cards from your opponent's own from exile into their owner's graveyards. If you do, Ulamog's Despoiler enters the battlefield with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. Wow, it's already strong. It's a lot of mana, but wow. And of course, Secluded Steppe. Or Steep, or how would you say that? Steppe or Steep? Secluded Steppe or Steep comes into play tapped. Add white mana to your pool, cycling. Wow. Alrighty, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope to see you guys on the next one.